Hello, so here we are, Elite Dangerous 2.0 Beta 1. Or to put it another way, the Elite Dangerous Horizons Beta is finally here. So was it worth the wait? Well, you can make your own minds up about that when we go through the video. My own opinion, it has some things that are okay, and it has the potential to be something pretty impressive. It does also have some glaring issues that are more of an annoyance than anything else. We'll cover all of that lot during this. Now, I am currently in the Cobra Mark IV, the new ship, the one new ship that's in Horizons at the moment. And if we take a look at the loadout of it, you'll see that it's not overly impressive. The additional hardpoint is only a small, so it doesn't really do an enormous amount. And all of the things here, like the power plant, your thrusters and what have you, as far as I can remember, they are all the same as the Cobra Mark III, so there's no actual improvements here. And the fact that it's a bigger and bulkier ship means that it's slower than the Mark III, it's not as manoeuvrable as the Mark III, and I don't even think the jump range is as good as the Mark III, so really you're getting an extra hard point, albeit only a small, and that's about it. And the hard points are in different positions. Unlike the Mark III, all of the hard points are on the upper part of the Mark IV. The utility mounts are both in the same place, but yeah, all your hard points are up in the upper section. There's nothing on the underside, so the positioning of them looks okay, but yeah, all in all, I'm not all that enamoured with the Cobra Mark IV. I mean, bearing in mind that I've got used to the Anaconda and I'm getting used to the Clipper, this ship feels monumentally manoeuvrable compared to those two, but compared to the Cobra Mark III, no. Now, as far as the internal components go, there are two new items that you can add to your ship. The first is the Planetary Approach Suite. Now, this actually takes up a new slot, so it doesn't use up any of your existing internal compartments, and you need this fitted in order to actually land on the planet. The other part is the Planetary Vehicle Hangar. This does take an internal compartment, so you're going to sacrifice some of your internal space for whatever other equipment or cargo racks you had in order to mount the SRV, the actual buggy. Now, the vehicle hangars come in I think it's 4 different classes. You have a class 2, a class 4, class 6, and I'm assuming there's a class 8. There's also the rating, which is always G or H. I can only assume that the G one, which is more expensive, has less mass. As far as anything else goes, I don't know what the difference is. The Class 4 can hold 2 of these SRVs. The Class 6 can hold 4 of them. My Imperial Cutter has a Class 6 fitted. And the Class 2 holds just the 1. I can't believe a Class 8, if there is one, would hold 8 of the fucking things. But I don't see the point in being able to have multiple vehicles, because if your SRV is destroyed, then you're taken to the loadout screen that you are if your ship is destroyed, and you return to your ship where your ship was last docked. If you just landed on a planet surface and not on an actual surface docking station itself, then it will take you back to the last hangar you were in, which in my case would be here at Jameson Memorial in Shinrata Desra. So I can only assume that's a change that's coming. So the SRV, the ability to carry 2 SRVs at the moment just seems pointless. So yeah, I don't know what's happening there. They are the only 2 new pieces of equipment that are in Horizons that you can buy from docking stations that aren't in 1.5. There are no new weapons, and consequently no additional Class 4s. Now the next change, actually we'll go over the changes here. Now your reputation is all shown in the same way that it is in 1.5, as is this, but your statistics, they've rearranged it all. So now your CQC statistics, which for a lot of players, not just me, are by far the least important statistics of the lot, are now stuck on top, which to me smacks of them trying to get you to play CQC more, along with having the CQC rank appearing all the time as well. And I thought that it would sort of persuade me to play CQC, well, at all, let alone more. But it turns out it's not made any difference at all. I still have no interest in playing it. I'm sure I will play it eventually, but at the moment I just have no desire to. So yeah, CQC statistics are now shown first, and the most important stats, which is your balance, that's now last, right at the very bottom. You'll notice that in the beta I have 3 insurance claims as opposed to 2, but that's purely because I lost my cutter in an earlier video. So the stats have basically been rearranged. I don't like the rearranging of them, but there you go. Now you notice there are a few new stats. Under exploration you have the SRV distance travelled, and in combat you also have skimmers killed, which is quite rightly showing 0. I'm having a bit of a tough time with the old SRV, as you will no doubt notice. Everything else is all pretty much the same until we get to cargo. Then the Cobra Mark IV doesn't have a refinery fitted, so that option is not appearing. But we have materials, which I don't have any of, as well as your actual ship cargo itself. And then here we have synthesis. And this is where things like your FSD boost option that appeared in 1.5 comes along. So if you want the basic boost, you will need to use 2 vanadium and 1 germanium, and then that will give you a bonus 25% distance. It's a one-off use, it's not a permanent thing. So if you want to do it again, you'll need 2 more vanadium and 1 more germanium. If you want a standard boost, which will give you 50% distance, then you need one. It's not saying tons. I don't think it is tons. I'm not sure what the quantity is, but anyway, you need 1 vanadium, 1 germanium, 2 cadmium, and 1 niobium. And then finally, for the premium, which will give you 100% distance, so it's doubling your jump range. 1 of arsenic, 3 of niobium, 1 of yttrium, and 1 of polonium. Polonium is highly radioactive. I'm sure you're not going to be going around handling that stuff. Well, no, it's not just FSD. You can improve your plasma munitions, which is obviously only used by plasma accelerators, so that's how much you need for this, for the basic, for the standard. They want you to handle selenium. That stuff, well, the compounds of selenium actually absolutely stink to high heaven, so you probably wouldn't want to be handling it too much. And technetium there, that's another radioactive element. That's the lightest of the naturally radioactive elements. You need quite a bit there for a premium amount of plasma accelerators, plasma munitions rather. So the premium will give you a bonus 50% damage. As you can see from the description up the top there, the standard and premium synthesis offer a full restock and the increased damage until the weapon is reloaded. With the basic, it will only give you half the weapon's capacity. So you have that for plasma munitions. You can have explosive munitions, which I think is your missiles and that. Yeah, missiles and mines. Small caliber is your multi-cannons. High velocity, oh yes, of course, railguns. Large caliber will be cannons and fragment cannons. AFM refuel, okay, it's auto field maintenance. That could be quite handy indeed if you have the necessary, whatever you call it. And then finally there's stuff for your SRV, so this will resupply its ammo, repairing it and refueling it. So there's all sorts there with the old synthesis. That has potential. Something else that's changed, I forgot to mention, is when you are changing or switching on or off things from modules. It now comes up as an option to set to active and then inactive. So just pressing space on them doesn't just instantly switch them off. I don't know why, but well, that's what they've done. Now the next change, the filters are all still there from 1.5, so you can now gladly remove asteroid clusters from your navigation tab there. The galaxy map hasn't changed an enormous amount. In fact, I don't think it's changed at all. But the system map has. So if we take a look at the system map for Shinrata Desra, it now shows which planets you can land on by having this blue ring around them. So as you can see, there are quite a few within Shinrata Desra. This particular one here, Shinrata Desra 1, is the one that just about everybody is going to. So once you have that planet selected, you can then go to the planetary view and you can see whereabouts on the surface each base is, and things like the trade data. Those two don't have a commodities market, neither does this. Neither does Wolf Reach by the looks of it. So it doesn't look like any of them have any trade data or any commodities markets at all, which is a pain in the arse. Now the plus next to it here is supposedly something to do with the amount of defences that that particular station has. I don't know that for certain, but it seems logical enough. So I think we'll I don't know which one. Every time I've landed here so far, I've always gone to Nixon Enterprise, and there's fuck all there. So let's go to a station that has a decent amount there. So we'll go to Burke Beacon. Right. So that's the system map and the planetary view. Now, before I do that, what I will do is change ship. I've already had a piss about in the Cobra Mark IV. I'm not a big fan of it. So we'll change to the Imperial Cutter. You notice you can see the rotating Imperial Cutter faintly in the background as it's changing ship, and it's not the orange outlined one that appears while your save game is loading. This is it actually shows the ship fully rendered. Anyway, with this thing I've got the same loadout that I had before, which I was testing, but I have the G6 planetary vehicle hangar with 4 of these SRB Scarabs, and of course the planetary approach suite. I've also got the docking computer installed purely because I'm feeling lazy, but this is certainly not a loadout that I will be going with in the game itself, because I will want more than 256 tons of cargo capacity. Indeed, I mean, you can have the planetary approach suite fitted to every ship, so you might as well do that. It is quite cheap as well. I mean, in this, yeah, it's 44 credits, so assuming that that's only 1/10 of the price, so it's only going to be 440 credits. I think that's the same for every ship. So it's cheap enough, and it doesn't use up an internal compartment. It's putting the actual planetary vehicle hangar on the vessel that's going to take up an extra slot. And like I say, I don't really see the point at the moment of having 4 or 2 of these SRVs, which I had in the Cobra, because, well, you can only use the one. What I'm thinking, and this is purely a sort of educated guess, is that this planetary vehicle hangar will eventually get a name change, and it will double as the hangar for the Sidewinders or Condors or Imperial Fighters or whatever fucking ship it is that you'll be able to carry within your particular vessel. That's a guess, but it seems logical enough. So anyway, that is the loadout of the Cutler. I'll also just quickly add that the black paint jobs aren't in the beta yet. Right, so I guess we should get this show on the road. So we shall return to surface. So we are still heading to Burke Beacon, which is located on the surface of Shinrata Desra A1. Now, so I've only been to the one station so far, or the one surface location, and there was fuck all there. There wasn't even a landing pad there, so I would just had to land anywhere on the planet's surface, and was then left with the overwhelming sense of what the fucking hell am I supposed to do now. So the old downward thruster thing is moving very slowly indeed. Oh fucking hell, now there's some other ship heading towards us. Now I've also just noticed, let's lock destination, yeah, the old mini-map thing there wasn't showing up. Right, off we go.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
That speeding warning that I had there, there is currently a bit of a stupid glitch. When your ship is being moved from the hangar and taken back to the landing pad, the speeding warning appears because it's moving you faster than 100 meters per second or whatever the fucking rate is. I think yeah, it is 100 meters per second. So you actually get the speeding warning while you are inside the docking station on the landing pad itself. It's just ridiculous. To be honest, the planetary landing procedure, I think, is a bit long and drawn out. It could do with streamlining. But then again, that said, it's entirely possible that I'm doing something wrong because it's not all that clear. As you are going to find out. However, the planetary landing procedure itself is only the beginning of the issues. Now, there are plenty of players who have got to grips with planetary landings. Burke Beacon is on the dark side of the planet. I've got to get around the other side. That's why that display has now changed to the dotted line. So it's night time at Burke Beacon. Right, so we're now entering the, well, it's not really the atmosphere, because of course you can't land on planets with an atmosphere at the moment. So, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, I've entered it. Now we are getting closer to the surface, you can just start to see it. Landing on the dark side of the planet in the night time actually makes it look better than it is. If you're landing on the area where it's daytime, it looks like you're approaching a ball of Emmental cheese. Now I have a feeling I'm approaching this very slowly. I'm sure there is a quicker way of doing this. I don't really want to go too mad in case I end up ploughing into the fucking surface. I mean, we're still like, you know, 250 kilometers away from the fucking thing. And because we are slowing down so much, seems to be taking a fucking age to get there. And we are, I think, some 30 kilometers off from the actual surface of the planet, but we're 160 odd kilometers away from the actual station we want to go to. So we are now dropping out of the orbital cruise, and now we are gliding. This is where controlling the ship gets a bit tricky. Now the other thing is, I don't really want to get too close to the surface at the moment because I'm still nowhere near. Alright, so it's now aborted the glide. So the engines are now coming back online. Okay, let's go a bit closer. So I'm still 16.8 kilometers from the surface. I'm 97 kilometers away from the station. Because this is the drawback with taking a ship that is so slow. In the Cobra Mark IV, I was docking much quicker than this. Let's take a chance and trying to speed it up. Fuck it, can I engage the, yeah, I can engage the, them again. Let's see if we can get there a bit fucking quicker. It wants us to align with the escape vector, so it's not going to let us do it. Yeah, sometime today would be nice. The inertia on this thing is so bloody immense.
Ready to engage.
Oh, there we go. Fucking heat is really going up.
2, 1, engage.
That was close.
Warning, temperature critical.
Yeah, well, the temperature's now going down. Oh, fuck's sake. I got a bit closer, but not much. I'm making a real fucking bollocks job of this. Right, fuck it, I'm far too far away and it's just going to take an age at this rate, so let's get out of here again and see if we can actually get a bit closer to it.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage. Warning, temperature critical.
It was critical, it's fine now. How far away are we from it? 50.1, so it's going up for fuck's sake. I don't want it going up. I can't even fucking see it. We've flown right past it. Alright, we're dropping from the cruise again. We are plunging towards the surface. The glide is now complete, but we are fucking nowhere near the docking station. Completely overshot the fucking thing. I knew I should have fucking taken the Cobra. I had a hell of a time trying to land in this thing last time. And I'm fucking 75 kilometres away from it, for fuck's sake.
Charging. Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1, engage. Warning, temperature critical.
Okay, well I can see why it makes me jump some additional kilometres away from the fucking docking station when I engage the Super Cruise. Right, so we're now 30 away. 20 away almost. Now. And now it's going up. See, if I'm coming in at a shallow angle like that, then it's not going to let me glide. Now we can finally start to see Burke Station. After all this, it's probably fuck all here worth coming here for. I should have gone to the one nearer the pole. Now if it looks like I'm sort of flying all over the place, yeah, actually maintaining control is easier said than done. Believe me, landing on a planet is not as difficult as this video seems to be suggesting. Okay, so boosting this close is not a particularly great idea, but in fact it looks like I might end up fucking ploughing into the surface at this rate. Alright, let's pull up a bit. Yeah, let's pull up a lot. Well, I'm too close to the that did not do me any favours. That's my shield's fucked. Now I've got the trespass fine. Obviously I didn't get the docking permission. I forgot to do that. There's only sentries showing. Now there's a highlighted area on the map that will tell you where that trespass area that it mentioned is. Let's get our landing gear down. We can actually at least... Oh, it sounds like I'm already hitting the surface.
Landing gear deployed.
Right, so this area is too mountainous. I need somewhere that's a bit more flat. Will it actually let me okay, so there's defence turrets and sentries and everything else, but it doesn't seem to be letting me request landing. Hang on, are there actually landing pads here, for fuck's sake? Because this is what happened when I was at the last place. I couldn't find any landing pads of any kind. I had to land outside the fucking city. That area there looks okay. Let's see if we can go there. Oh, fuck off, unsuitable terrain. Why is the terrain unsuitable, for fuck's sake? Ah, okay, this is an area that isn't. Alright, so we level up. A bit of a bumpy landing, but we've made it. It seemed to take a fucking age as well. Right. So you can select your vehicle, which in the case of mine is the same thing every single time. Let's deploy it. And now we get a real fucking headache controlling this fucking thing. Now, first of all, there are no controls selected initially for the SRV at all. The second thing is that it uses the throttle controls of the that the ships use, which is fine, but when you need to slow down it takes an age to slow. Now you can use the handbrake, which I've used there, but if you then release the handbrake you start off again. That took quite some getting used to. Now the mouse control doesn't actually do anything at the moment. mouse control will do something when you enter turret mode. At least I think it does. Let's give it a try. Oops. Let's actually stop moving first of all. Alright, so activate turret, and I'm not moving at all because it hasn't got the controller initialized for it yet. Let's see if we can get that done. SRV, right. Right, turret controls. X-axis your, Y-axis pitch. Okay, let's see what that does. Ah, they're inverted. I would prefer them to be the other way around. Mind you, I can get used to that. So now we have the full 360 degree view through here. And we have the weapons, which I'm not going to fire at the moment because they are what do you call it? Well, I'm going to be firing on well, what is not a hostile target. Oh, I think I've just fallen on back somewhere. That's oh, fuck it. How do you get back into the regular view? Not that way. It was a really great idea of them to have no controls set at all. Alright, so I can't see where the control is to exit from the turret controller. Driving mode switches. Right, what's this? No, right, that's... no. Ah, toggle SRV turret U. Okay. Let's give that a go. Yay! Right, that works. We're getting somewhere. Well, sort of, because the thing is, I've not been able to find where I go from here. Now, apparently, one of the reasons for this is that... is this going to do me any favours? No, it's a force field, I can't go through there. Yeah, apparently one of the issues with... well, all of the planets of, or all of the landing areas on Shinrata Desra A1 is that there's fuck all to do at them. So you spend an awful lot of time wandering around not really doing anything. Oh, there's a data point there. Now I think if we select that, oh, for fuck's sake, and I thought it was right click. In fact, I'm sure I had selected it to be right click. let's see what this does. Data point. Okay, well I can't do anything else there. So let's go back to the fucking controls again, but I'm sure that I had already selected right click to be but mouse right click was to be for operate data link scanner, mouse 2. There you go. So why the fucking hell is it not doing anything? Now yesterday I got a random disconnection while I was in this fucking thing, and as a result when I came back, and I was already in the SRV of course, the see if I have to do it in turret mode. Oh fuck it, right. Well, I can now show you. Now if we go back on, we will notice that my ship has disappeared. It's nowhere to be seen. And I had no idea where the fuck the thing had gone. In fact, I've just come thudding to the ground, nowhere near where I fucking was. There's the station there. Okay, so let's it looks like transferring things to your engines and systems and weapons and that doesn't make any difference to how fast you go. We're now nowhere near the fucking station. There's no contacts in range. No nothing. Starting to get some things turning up. Defense turrets. The trouble is I'm probably going to run out of fuel before I can even get there. Oh. Yeah, turning it, especially when you're going full speed, is rather tricky. But my ship now is not only is it not in range, but it's nowhere to be seen. So where is it? Well, like I say, last night I had no fucking clue at all as to where it was. Right, now do I have to be in this mode in order to use it? Is that nope. I have to say it was really good of you know, Frontier Developments to release this with no instructions of any kind, so we're having to try and guess all of this, and clearly it is as user friendly as, well, probably trying to use a regular fucking moon buggy without any prior knowledge as to how to use the fucking thing. So, well, so I can target this hub access terminal, but I can't actually do anything with it. So anyway, contacts. There's no sign of my ship. So why is that? Well, it's because my ship is nowhere near where I landed. It's actually left the planet completely and is now in orbit around the planet itself. And what we have to do is get as far away, well, not as far away as possible, we have to get a certain distance away from the settlement. Have a check. Well, we are getting far away, but we've got to be 2,500 meters away from the settlement. Well, we're 2,000 away, so this takes a fair while. Yeah, that didn't do us a huge amount of favours. We took a bit more damage. These buggies are rather fragile. Still got 1,000 meters to fucking go. Right, so it's now not quite 4 figures. We took more damage there. So obviously going at full pelt all the time is not a good idea. I suspect that this area that I'm in now is not going to be a particularly good area for the ship to land. Right, here we go. We are now far enough away from the whatever that fucking station is called. So now we select recall ship. And it should reappear somewhere. Indeed, it has reappeared. Where the fuck has it gone? There it is. So that's now landing. Doing a significantly better job at landing than I did. Now again, I had no clue about any of this last night. I had, well, at the end I was asking about like 4 different people who were online. You know, what the fucking hell am I supposed to do? And eventually I had replies from 3 of them, and yeah, they told me where it was going wrong. Something else that I would say happened was I found the communications set up, you know, the messaging system is completely fucked up, and I was getting messages that were, well, I assume not meant for me, and were not sent by the names that was showing as sending them, and it was just absolute bollocks. Right, now that orange thing that looked like the landing pad lights, yeah, you need to position yourself under those, and then you will see that the board ship has lit just underneath where it says fuel. So now we can select board ship, and we can then return to normal service, so to speak. Now if we check our modules, I can't remember if the actual my thrusters are showing as being switched off. Okay, I don't know what the fucking hell that's all about. But anyway, yeah, you can't actually check the status of any of my buggies from there. If we select from here, so that has 83% fuel, that's all it shows. Unless the 83% is the hull or whatever you want to call it, the bodywork or chassis status, and the fuel is the dotted bars. So that's not particularly clear. But yeah, so I can now select the second one which hasn't been damaged at all to go out in. Not really much of a an option if you ask me. I don't really see the point. So anyway, alright, let's get out of here. Drives are engaging. Okay, so that's why my thrusters were showing as switched off.
Landing gear retracted.
Let's get out of here. So, I mean, I can deploy the SRB and I can drive around, and that's all I can do. I can't find anything else that I can do. So let's leave here.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
And we can then once we have left the planet's atmosphere, we can return to Jameson orbital. So the framework is there, and as I say, the potential is there, but at the moment it's done in a less than convincing way. I am sure it could be a lot clearer than it is, and I think the fact that you know, the SRV in the beta had no controls set up at all, and that's not just because I'm using keyboard and mouse. That is the case whichever controller you're using, and that just says to me unbelievable fucking laziness. Why program in, you know, the SRB, which is like, you know, the big deal of Horizons, and then not bother to give it a default control setting? And the forums were full of threads from people saying, look, I've deployed my SRV and it's not fucking moving. And, you know, it's not as if it was a stupid question, because, you know, anybody would quite rightly think, oh well, surely they have a control method set for this fucking thing. But no, not a single SRV function had been assigned to either a key or you know, button on a HOTAS, or, you know, even the buttons on an Xbox 360 pad. Nothing. So that is just bullshit. So anyway, because I have absolutely no fucking idea as to how to interact with anything at those stations, then it means that at the moment travelling around on planet surfaces and using the SRB is purely a novelty. It doesn't have any purpose at the moment. You know, I say, surely I'm not asking too much of Frontier Developments for them to actually, you know, throw us a fucking bone, give us a clue as to what the fuck we're supposed to be doing. But no. I mean, I don't even know if you can use a docking computer to land on a planet's surface. You know, if there are landing pads there, I'm sure you can, just as it works. I'm sure it works in the same way as it does if you're landing at outposts. So, you know, and then how, something else I have no idea, how can you tell when you're checking the system map which bases have you know, docking stations and which bases don't? Because as far as I can see, the two you know, bases on Shinrata Desert A1 that I have visited, neither of them had any. But there's nothing there to tell me if they do or if they don't. So, as I say, the first impressions are that there is potential there and the framework is in place, but it's been done in a way that makes no sense, is totally user unfriendly, and you know, we need to be given some fucking clue as to what we're supposed to be doing when we land on a planet's surface, and Frontier Developments aren't telling us a fucking thing.
Scan detected.
That's not surprised that you can hear in my voice, because I'm not surprised at all that, you know, once again something relatively simple and relatively obvious is also something that Frontier Developments haven't fucking bothered to do. But you know, it's just annoyance.
Landing gear deployed.
The old docking computer does seem to fart ass about a hell of a lot. Where the fucking hell is it going?
Docking successful.
What the fuck was that? So the docking computer flies like a fucking prick in this as well, just to add to it. One thing that has changed is the munitions option is now listed as restock, which I'm okay with, because well, you see here limpet control. I mean, limpets are not ammo, and this is where you can also supposedly repair your SRBs, but the option's not there. So does that mean it doesn't need repairing now? Well, there's one way to find out. Okay, so it's been magically repaired. Okay. I have a feeling that's not going to be the case when the full game goes live. I'm sure you'll have to pay for it to be repaired. Oh, speaking of paying, I better pay off that fucking fine that I got. Quickly also show you there are more new mission types. So we have this. So the details of the location will be provided by one of the contacts. So all you know is that you have to, well, the target is Shalondiz or Shalonitza. Anyway, there. But yeah, you're going to obviously have to wait once you arrive and see what the fuck happens after that. This one, I think, yeah, you have to take hostages. Target location space. Well, that helps. So the ETA, you've got 20 minutes within the particular location. It's in the Akandi system, but that's the person that you need to rescue, but it doesn't tell you any more than that. So you know the system, you know the person you got to rescue, and you know the time that you have to do it. But you don't know anything else. In fact, that time has already started. Oh. There's another one there. Dangerous cargo, so that's again, right. The pilot is required to safeguard a shipment of power generators before contact will approach you with the delivery details. And there are other ships in the area that seem to want to stop you, so you will be attacked if you undertake that one. Targeted theft, so you need to extract certain goods from a dangerous target. Commander names Tony Olsen. I assume that's meant to be Tony, but oh well. They've stolen some copper from us, we want them back, those specific canisters. So you have to, well, basically steal the cargo back off him, so you would need, I assume, you will need the hatch breaker limpets, as I get another fucking disconnection. It's a good job I didn't pay for my fuel. Because I would have now had to pay it again. Oh, and notice that the repair bug, the 10 credit repair bug, has finally disappeared. It only took them a second major update to do that. So anyway, that is a taster of Horizons. As I say, it's got the potential there. It's, you know, it could be worse, but at the same time it could be a lot better thanks to some stupid design issues that really shouldn't be there at all. And it's more annoying than anything else that they are there. And yeah, it would also help if Frontier Developments actually had the decency to give us some sort of fucking clue as to what the fuck we're meant to do once we've touched down. Anyway, so I think that's enough for now. So this is Commander Lucosa saying go away.